welcome to our July 2025 Ask the Expert interview series. Today, I'm happy to have our outgoing president, Mac Ferguson, with us today, as well as our incoming president, Pam Elrod. Thank you both for joining me today to just talk about this past fiscal year and the upcoming fiscal year and both of your experiences and what you're looking forward to being president, and then kind of reflecting, Mac, back on your year and how things went. So thank you all both for being with me today.
Thank you, Jennifer. It's always good to be with you and be a part of KLEF.
Thank you. So Mac, since you are the outgoing president, we will kind of jump in and start with you. Reflecting on your year as president, how would you describe the experience, both personally and in terms of seeing KLEF's mission in action?
Well, personally, I think most people know I've had some health problems and I didn't get a lot done that I really wanted to do. But as far as KLEF, I've always been proud to be associated with KLEF. There's been some great things happen this year, such as the free clinic and everything. So that was quite an accomplishment from just the small staff that you are there. And I hated that I missed the opening of that, but congratulations on that, and look forward to a lot of folks being helped there.
Well, thank you. And you put your health problems lightly there. You know, you faced a big health issue, so we're proud of you and all that you've had to endure over the last several years, and you've overcome it and still was a good leader for us. And thank you for all you have done, because we know
I
that
appreciate that.
was not an easy time period to be Mac Ferguson. So
Sure,
thank you
sure.
for
But
all you've
everything's
done.
turned out for the better.
Yep.
I'm on the mend, getting stronger every day. And, what can I say? Sometimes I'm so good it's scary. Uh, Everything's going well.
Yeah, good. So just during your time as president, or even, in the years leading up to that, what's something meaningful that you've learned about KLEF's work or our impact, that has either surprised or inspired you?
I'm pleased to be able to get to know a lot of folks out in the state. A lot of times we're stuck in our own little club in our own little world, but I've been really pleased to get to know people from Eastern Kentucky, Western Kentucky, and see how they feel about KLEF and Lions in general. That feeling of, might as well just say we serve, our motto is out there from one end of the state to the other. So that's probably been my biggest accomplishment and my biggest thrill is getting to meet people from all over the state.
Mhm. Good. Um, you know, if you had to pick, what would be your favorite moment or milestone during your year as president?
Well, I've always been a big sports fan, as most of you know. I guess the biggest highlight for me has been the Mr. and Miss Basketball awards, being able to present Malachi with his Mr. Basketball ring, the young lady with her ring, and that's probably been the highlight.
And then I guess speaking to Pam here, or Mac, you speaking to Pam, what advice or any words of encouragement do you have for Pam as she kind of steps into this role?
Just communicate with as many Lions clubs as you can out in the state. There's people out there that, I'm sorry to say, there's people out there that really do not know what KLEF does. And that was one of my goals, was to get the word out, maybe visit some clubs out in the eastern part or the western part, and just sing the praises of KLEF. So just get out and visit as many clubs as you can, spread the word about KLEF and the great work they do.
Very good. Well, thank you, Mac, for all that you have done over the last several years, leading up to your presidency and then being a trustee before that. So we'll kind of move over to Pam, ask a few questions there. So Pam, as you're beginning your term as KLEF, what are you most excited about?
I want to build on the Kentucky Gives Day where we exceeded our goals. Just in general, the excitement and the knowledge that came out about that for us to exceed the goals that we had means people are hearing about us. Mac going back to people in Eastern and Western Kentucky hearing about it. I attended the District Y convention this year, which I'd never been to really anything in Y before because I'm in K, being based in Bowling Green, and Mac, you're in Lexington, so we're across the state already.
Right.
But people were like, "Oh, really?" And I said, "We want to come out more." And I've talked to the incoming district governor, and she's trying to get me a list of some dates that we can use a vision van there, particularly, or at least a couple of spot cameras. And I thought
Mhm.
that's a good way to start. We've got to get the word out more of what we can do. And then that's what I'm excited about. I want to go back to just a second. Max said one of his most exciting things was presenting the Mr. Miss basketball. I had somebody just last night say they saw one of our pictures made after the awards ceremony, and they said, "You were standing next to this tall guy that won, Pam." And that looked odd. And I said, "Well, he's a tall guy," and just left it at that. But it's a fun event. To me, it's a fun event. I'm a basketball fan, but that's a fun event. So I'm most excited about that. Just in general, getting the word out, trying to get more people involved in Mr. Miss Basketball. I know we usually have a sellout, but I want to get the clubs more involved. If they can't come to sponsor a silent auction item, to sponsor something, because that's a major fundraiser for us. So it really does help.
Yeah, very good. Are there any specific goals or initiatives that you hope to lead or kind of build upon that are based on our service?
Well, our low vision clinic's going to 3 days a week
Hmm.
or 3 days a month, excuse me, pretty soon. And I think that's a good start to building and growing in that realm because it's for people all over the state. And we've already had some people self-refer or doctors refer up. Just last month, we had our first Bowling Green with KLEF working with the Patron Fund for our first Bowling Green patients in Bowling Green. They've gone elsewhere sometimes, but I don't know that we've ever helped that particular surgery center before to get payments. And so I think getting that word out. So the initiatives are really just get the word out. Talk to different of these doctors' offices or surgery centers that can do some of this surgery, and when they have a need, let's us try to fill it. Let's get the word out.
Are there any particular programs or services that you see as top priorities for you for this year?
I would like to get the cameras out more, and hopefully, we're going to end up with some more based here that are KLEF owned that we can based here in Bowling Green that we can get out to the western part of the state, central part of the state more than having to go to Louisville to pick up a camera to use or get clubs to pair up and do it. I know we've already got some of that here in this area with Russellville's Lions Club actually calls on Franklin Club to come up and do the screenings, and they're happy to do it. We've gone out and helped a couple other schools and clubs, so that if the need is there, we've just got to get the communication. Back to what Mike said, we've got to get the communication going where everybody knows what we've got available and how to utilize it.
Right.
What inspired you to get involved with KLEF?
I actually first heard of KLEF probably my third year into Lions, and I've been a member 19 years now. And it intrigued me because it helps other people. How does it help? What do you do? And I don't need these to see now, except I use them for the computer screen because I still work a lot on computer screen and have a slight astigmatism. But if I go to a basketball game or a football game, I don't necessarily need these. I just need sunglasses. But I wear these most of the time. I used to wear glasses and kiss the alarm clock good morning. So if we've got people that need help, I want to see that we can help them. And we can help residents of Southern Indiana based on one of our trust agreements and people all over Kentucky.
Yeah, good. All right, so we'll move on to questions for kind of both of you to answer now. So we'll let um, Pam answer first, and then we'll get Max answer. So, having both served on KLEF's executive committee for the past several years, what would you just say to someone thinking about becoming more involved, whether either as a volunteer, a trustee, or someone interested in joining as that third vice president and working up? to presidency?
We need volunteers all over the state, just with our KidSite cameras. And I got an email yesterday about there's still openings for the work in the fair with our eye screening booths. That's critical, and you have a lot of people that they just come to the fair to do that. So we're looking for people, and you don't have to be in line to do it. I've got met two people recently that said, "Hey, I think I might like to do that with you." So I may be making another trip up there with them. I actually have sent one scheduled, pictured one, the center picture and said, when do you want to go? That's for a volunteer. For a trustee, you need to be able, you learn a little more, but you also want to give a little more, and that you want to be able to go out and talk to other clubs. Half of the fun of being a trustee is to talk to other clubs and say, KLEF needs you, whether it's a volunteer for KidSite or Vision Van or whatever with that. And then the committee member or officer, do you have the time or a passion where you want to do that? I retired last year, and so I planned on this to come in and occupy my time instead of doing other routes with Lions Club. I wanted to do this because it helps everybody. It's not just a certain thing or a certain goal. And I travel a lot on my own, so it wasn't like I wanted to go someplace for a conference. It was, I wanted to help locally. So that's why.
Yeah. And Mac will just have the same question. So, what advice would you give to someone thinking of getting more involved with KLEF?
If you're a Lion and you want to get to know more about KLEF, you want to get to know more about Lions out in the state, this is the best way to do it. Just jump in there and be a trustee. Come on up through the chairs, and you'll get to know some of the finest people in Kentucky. The staff, pat you on the back, Jennifer, along with Karen and Lindy. For a staff of three, you all are awesome. And I'll say that real loud. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And we thank you all for everything. But it's been a great opportunity to get to know a lot of folks, as I said earlier. Um, don't be afraid. Just jump in there, and you will be rewarded for it. I guarantee you'll say, "Hey, I'm so glad I did that."
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so again, we'll go back to Pam, but over your time with KLEF, what has been one of the most memorable experiences you've had kind of while supporting our mission?
I want to say not, it's a memorable, but it was the most recent one was fun to me. And that was when the governor came to recognize Lions of Kentucky. Um, the low vision opening, the clinic opening there. That was a great opportunity, and to see what all they can do at that facility, even though it's not KLEF, we're partnering with them to do stuff. And then just trying to get the word out. And, the first time I drove the Vision Van, the purple and yellow critter down the I-65 from Louisville to Bowling Green, I thought, this is pretty cool. And everybody was like, get out of your way, get out of your way. So that was fun. And that's what KLEF is. It's fun. It's not all just work to me. It is really fun to do things.
Yes.
Mac, the same thing, just the most memorable or something that left an impact over the years, Sonia.
Well, I hate to repeat myself, but the thing that I go back to is just getting to know so many folks out in the state, Eastern Kentucky, Western Kentucky, that I would have probably never met. And I'm just happy to get to know a bunch of those folks. I did miss a lot of special events, as I said, but thank goodness Pam was there to step in for me, and I do appreciate that. And I wish her all the best in her year upcoming.
Thanks, Mac, and we're thankful for your health at this point.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I think with the new leadership coming in, and Mac, you're still, immediate past president. You're still on the board one more time, one more year. So, you're not
I'll be
going to
around.
drop off on us.
Yeah.
But we look forward to working with both of you this next fiscal year. As we are recording this, it is July 1st, so it's the very first day of our fiscal year. So, congratulations, Mac, on your completion, and congratulations, Pam, on coming on and the start of your year. We will talk to you both um, throughout the year and just kind of catch up on goals and different things that are happening. Our staff had large meeting just last week, and we set several goals for this next fiscal year. We're hoping to screen like 15,000 with KidSight, um, get the vision van out to as many locations as we can, but with a goal of trying to be at 15 um, off of KLEF campus events throughout the year. And then just, I think the goal for patron was 40 patients. The low vision clinic is shooting to have a little over 200 patients this year. So we are just gearing up and getting ready for a lot of growth this year is what it feels like on the staff side of it. So we thank you for your support and look forward to continuing with both of you.
And
Thank you.
Jennifer, I want to say you and Karen and Lindy all make our job look very easy. And
Definitely.
thank you for all you all do.
Thank you.
Hey, and let's not forget,
It
we got
takes
another
us.
fundraiser coming up in October, our Drive for Sight.
That's
I'm
right.
not a golfer, but I encourage everybody that is a golfer or even thinks they're a golfer to register for that.
Yep. Yep. And when this airs, there'll be just a few more days before that July 15th deadline for the early bird registration. So
Right.
just get that in, save you a little money, and come play wonderful day of golf with us. It's usually a pretty day in the fall and nice, somewhat central spot in Frankfort, Kentucky. So it's kind of between Lexington and Louisville and pretty easy to get to right off of 64. So just come join us and have a good time.
Well, unfortunately, I will be riding horses at Keeneland. You know, I'm a jockey during the meet, so I will be at
I
Keeneland.
know we've got to change that October date. We always
I know.
conflict with your jockey riding. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, we will wrap this up here, and I greatly appreciate both of you. And like I said, look forward to working with you all and the rest of the team. I think we have 38 board members this year. Last time I looked, I think that's right. So that's a large team, small staff, but we have a lot of support from our team, and we appreciate that. So
I appreciate you.
we will wrap
And
this up and hope everyone enjoys the summer and look forward to seeing you at the next Ask the Expert interview.